I hate writing, yet I write every single day and publish an essay every single week. Here's why. So quarantine happened and I was bored. And I'm always working on challenging projects and things to do. So what did I do? I decided to start a website where I would publish things that I was thinking about, things that I was trying to figure out, things that I wanted to know more about. So March this year, I started writing. So the way I did it was that I started writing every single day for 30 minutes, which was something that was doable and something that was hard enough, but not too hard that I would never want to do it again. So it was hard enough that I would want to do it again the next day. So I started writing 30 minutes every single day. And after that, I decided to start publishing on my website publicly one essay every single week. And the topics would range about stories or things that I was thinking about or things that I wanted to know, such as how language affects the way we think, or how we can use statistical thinking to see the world and make better decisions, physics, whatever, a bunch of topics. But the thing is that I had the idea of doing that, and because I thought it was interesting. I was listening to these people talking about how writing was really important. I would listen to would hear that really successful people would write and so on. So I wanted to know and to discover what that was about. Especially Tyler Cowen, who has been writing for about 17 years every single day. And Tyler Cowen has become a very intellectual and a really good writer. So that was one example. So that's how I began. So why did I start doing that? So I started doing that because sometimes people would ask you questions, or sometimes you wanted to know something. In writing is such a great way to have something written that you can send to people, and you don't have to necessarily be there for people to be reading your things. But the other reason why is something that I didn't realize until later on, is that when you write, you think. When you think, you make better decisions, and when you make better decisions, you have a better life. So writing has become, for me, a way to figure stuff out as I'm writing. And it's something I didn't know. It's something that I have come to like very much. Something that I have liked a lot, and something that I didn't expect to find in writing. And this reminds me a lot of Principles, a book by Ray Dalio that talks about how you need to have your certain principles of your life so you don't make the same mistakes over and over and over again. And to end, I want to talk about why you should begin writing, and perhaps you don't need to begin writing as a blog like I did, or maybe you could start a newsletter, or you could start a journal, whatever that looks like, and that you do it consistently and you try to do things that seem curious to you, things that seem interesting to you, and things that you enjoy doing. That is the most important thing. So what should you start doing? Like I said in the beginning, writing has become a way for me to figure stuff out as I write it, not the opposite. We often think that we should write when we have something to say, but quite frankly, sometimes I don't even know what I'm going to say until I start writing. And that's a really good way to have a different perspective and start doing stuff. Sometimes you don't need to know much about what you're doing until you begin doing it and you learn it. And the second one that I also kind of talked about earlier is that when you write, every essay becomes a set of principles, a set of things that you will think about when you go through your life. And just that reason alone should be one big important reason why you should start writing. And not only writing, but thinking and sharing your ideas in paper, and I would highly encourage you to start sharing them publicly, because you get feedback, and most importantly, you could help others. Thank you so much.